can go on the record. Good evening, everyone. It is June 5th, 2025, and the time is approximately 6:40 p.m. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about the application in file number GR 2025-0107, which is captioned as "In the Matter of Spire, Missouri Incorporated, doing business as Spire's request for authority to implement a general rate increase for natural gas service in the company's Missouri service areas." The Missouri Public Service Commission regulates investor-owned utility companies in Missouri and ensures that rates are just and reasonable. The Commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of the operations of investor-owned utilities. It is made up of 5 commissioners. However, there are currently only 4. Chair Kayla Hahn, Commissioner Maida Coleman, Commissioner Glenn Kolkmeyer, and Commissioner John Mitchell. They are appointed by the governor to fixed terms and then confirmed by the Senate. They also employ a staff of engineers, accountants, attorneys, financial analysts, and other specialists in the field of utility regulation. With me today is Commissioner Kolkmeyer in person, as well as Chair Hahn and Commissioners Coleman and Mitchell online. And Commissioners, if you have any questions at any time, feel free to interrupt me and ask them. My name is Riley Fuel, and I'm the regulatory law judge presiding over this hearing. This is an official hearing of the Missouri Public Service Commission, and the statements and testimony of witnesses will be recorded by the court reporter and must be given under oath or affirmation. The Commission has not made any decisions in this case, and neither the Commissioners nor myself can answer any questions about the issues of the case today because the Commission must remain neutral and impartial until all the evidence is presented. As we wanted to provide all attendees an adequate opportunity to speak tonight, we will limit the time for testimony to only 3 minutes. If you or someone you know would like to make additional comments, there is a comments tab that can be reached on the Commission's website at psc.mo.gov. On the right side of the page, there is a link titled Submit Comments. You'll click on that link to submit your comments and make sure that you reference this case number, GR 2025-0107. The court reporter is transcribing this hearing so that the Commission can review and read the comments later as well. Commissioner Kolkmeyer, would you like to make an opening remark?
Yes, thank you, Judge. Good evening. I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening. On behalf of Chair Hahn and the other commissioners, we want to welcome you to the local public hearing of the Spire proposed rate increase. We have not made any decisions in this. We have not heard from the company. So this is the first step in the process, and that's hearing from you, the ratepayers and the customers. So this kind of starts off the whole process of the rate-making process. So here again, like I'm kind of in church where everybody's sitting on the back row, so we have plenty of seats up here in front. But here again, we want to welcome you to tonight, and we want to hear what you have to say, and we take what you say. Your testimony, it will be recorded and we take it to heart. So thanks again.
Thank you, Commissioner. And if the parties can enter their appearances, beginning with Spire.
Good evening, Antonio Arias on behalf of Spire Missouri, Inc.
And for the staff.
Good evening, Andrea Hansen on behalf of the Missouri Public Service Commission Staff Counsel's Office. That's ANDREAHANSEN.
Thank you, Counsel. And for the Office of the Public Counsel.
John Kleiser on behalf of the Office of Public Counsel. Thank you.
Thank you, Counsel. Are there any interveners present who would like to enter their appearance? For those who would like to provide comments today, I'm going to call the names listed on the sign-up sheet in the order they appear. When I call your name, please come down to the microphone. I will then place you under oath and ask you to state and spell your name, and then you can offer your comments to the Commission. As I said before, we are limiting testimony to only 3 minutes so that everyone has an adequate chance to be heard. Please remain at the podium and after your remarks in case the Commission has any questions. The attorneys may have questions for you at that time as well. Would Tammy Walker come forward? Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the comments you're about to give are the truth?
Yes.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Tammy Walker, Tammywalker.
What would you like to tell the commission?
My name is Tammy Walker, and I'm the Deputy Director and Director of Community Development at Economic Security Corporation. We're a nonprofit community action agency serving Jasper, Barton, Newton, and McDonald counties. Our agency has a cornucopia of programs that help low-income families and individuals. Our agency has a good working relationship with Spire. We collaborate with them to provide weatherization services to low-income families. Last year, our agency spent $134,876.35 in funds received by Spire to serve 65 households with weatherization services. This funding has been an invaluable resource as it did allow us to not only do repairs that we normally would not be able to do, but also to serve more households. We are grateful for the partnership, and we hope that it will continue in the future. Our agency also receives several grants to help low-income families and individuals with utilities. The largest source we receive is LIHEAP. It's Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. With these funds, we operate the Energy Assistance Program and Energy Crisis Intervention Program. Last year, our agency served 6,627 households in energy assistance. 48% of those households were elderly and/or disabled. Also, 83% of the assisted households had incomes under 75% of the poverty guideline. To give you an example of how much money this is, for a one-person household, this is less than $978 per month. 1,060 Spire households received energy assistance that totaled $345,560, which was paid to Spire to assist low-income customers. We also served 6,671 households in our Energy Crisis Intervention Program. This program assists households with a verifiable energy crisis, termination, or disconnect. We receive winter and summer funds for this program. 739 Spire households were served with energy assistance, totaling $251,914, which was paid to Spire to assist low-income customers with shutoff notices or to help them get their service reconnected in the winter and the summer seasons. Spire also partners with our agency on the Dollar Help program. We determine eligibility and make pledges for Spire households. Last year, we assisted 41 households with a portion of their bill totaling $17,936.86. This partnership has allowed us to serve more vulnerable households in need of assistance. The cost of basic needs is a huge challenge for our customers who struggle each month to make ends meet. With that being said, here are a few examples of our utility customers. A single mom with 2 kids who receives $215.45 in child support monthly reports no resources. She receives SNAP benefits. She's a renter, and her home has not been weatherized. A 73-year-old disabled woman who receives $987 in Social Security and supplemental Social Security income benefits. She reports having $10 in resources. She does not receive SNAP benefits. She's a renter, and her home has not been weatherized. A 65-year-old disabled woman.
You're past time.
Oh,
If you can
I'm
finish
sorry.
your thought. You're okay.
I will
Thank
skip
you.
to my last sentence.
Sure.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Any rate increase for the economically disadvantaged and our most vulnerable populations, which are elderly and disabled households, is too much.
Thank you for your comments.
Good evening.
Hi.
I want to thank you and your organization for administrating and coordinating the LIHEAP program. It's
Thank
a
you.
very good program for the low income and the emergency when someone gets shut off. So I really don't have a question other than I want to thank you and your organization.
I appreciate that. I'm sorry, I tried to talk really fast.
Perfectly fine. Thank you. And there's also, if you have additional comments, you can make them online.
Oh, I only had 2 sentences I couldn't get in.
All right. You can be excused.
Okay.
Thank you. David Larson. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the comments you're about to give are the truth?
I do.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
David Larson, David Larsen.
You may proceed.
I live in a neighborhood that has a lot of retired people, including me, and it just seems to be that, we just had a rate increase 2 years ago, or 2.5, somewhere about there. And it's all about infrastructure, which to me, having several business, infrastructure was what I had to take care of. And it seems like the customers now are being asked to pay for stuff that we shouldn't have to. I mean, Spire's worth $4.44 billion with a B dollars, and we already have 2 things on our bills that we're paying for that doesn't make any sense, plus the new meters. So I just feel like this is not in anybody's best interest at this time.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Did you have any additional comments?
No.
All right, you can be excused. Thank you. Monica Dixon? Every hearing, up, down. Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the comments you're about to give are the truth?
I do.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
I'm Monica Dixon. It's MONICADIXON.
What would you like to tell the commission?
I am not as worried as much about the increases because I understand that it has to be done because costs go higher as the years go by. My problem is the customer service. When I get a bill that is due in 3 days and I have to make a call to the company and say, I want to make a payment, well, what you need to do is to get on the computer. Ma'am, I don't have a computer. Well, everybody's got a computer, is what I'm told. And I said, no, I don't have a computer. And I need to pay my bill. This has happened at least twice with me, and more so with some of the other people in the neighborhood. I have a cell phone, and I can use that to a point. My problem is there is someone in the neighborhood who has a CB radio, and if I call or text my mother or anybody else, I get calls of the CB through my phone. So to use my phone to pay my bill is not secure. Okay, so I have already discussed this with people at Spire, and they are going to work with me to try to help me make sure that I can get a bill in a more timely manner. But when you have someone in customer service that is really rude, and I'm sure they're tired of hearing a lot of complaints, but this is their job, and they don't need to assume that everybody has a computer or everybody knows how to use a computer. They need to listen to the people and help the people, whether they're sitting in front of them or whether they're miles down the road. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, ma'am. Rick Cook?
You should line them up in height.
Right. It's been consistent every year.
Up, down, right.
Oh, okay, do I need to spell it? No? Okay, okay.
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the comments you're about to give are the truth?
I do.
Can you please state and spell your name for the record?
Rick Cook, RICKCOOK.
What would you like to tell the commission?
I would just like for the commission to take a look at the budget, which I'm sure you've seen the audit. I'd hope that you was looking at the budget and the audit, and just take a good look at at the salaries, I mean, if you're going to be able to ever cut any expenditures, it's going to have to be in that area. You know, are there too many people employed? Are the salaries reasonable? You know, is the increases in the salaries going to be reasonable? And these are things that, you know, the consumers don't have any say over. We're kind of captive audience out here at this point. You know, we don't have choices of, well, we're going to go with a different company. You know, this is the only company that we've got. So it's really a lot of responsibility falls on your shoulders as the commission to make sure that we make sure that these companies are making good, wise decisions, because business people are business people, and they're going to be drawn to do what's best for their business, not necessarily for the consumer. And so, but anyway, thank you for what you're doing.
Yes, you're welcome, sir. Thank you for your comments. The Public Service Commission has a set of auditors, and they take a deep dive. But it's not only the Public Service Commission, but the Office of Public Counsel, they do as well. So it's not that the Public Service Commission staff is the only one that does a deep dive. The Office of Public Counsel does as well.
Okay.
So I assure you that that's done.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ralph Tyler. Yeah. Hold on, sir. We can bring a microphone to you. Well, we don't want you to fall on the stairs, though. We've had an incident this week.
I got it. Don't.
Let me let you do it from here, okay?
Okay.
Do you mind if I steady?
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, my name is Ralph Tyler.
Can you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the comments you're about to give are the truth?
Yes,
Can you spell your name for the record?
Ralph Tyler. RALPH TYLER. Okay, I'm not against Spire Liberty making a reasonable profit, but as you can see, I'm with Canes and I've got other health issues. I'm on a fixed income, and I cannot take these rate hikes anymore. This year, I got a $35 net increase in Social Security. That does not cover. All my money now goes to paying bills, medical expenses, gas. I have to transfer, go to Springfield for some of my VA medical visits and stuff. And I'm not going to complain about service from Spire, but something that I would like for you to address is I get a bill at the beginning, the computer-generated bill, but I don't get my Social Security checks until the third Wednesday of each month. Spire has been working with me to make my payments when I get my money, but then I'm also charged late fees, and I don't know what my bill is, what I actually owe anymore. But that's something they can address.
Would you like to respond?
Yes, sir. Please stop by the desk outside with our two women. They can please give them your account number, and they can look up your account to make sure that we get that more lined up with when you receive your income.
Okay.
And we can also avoid those late fees. And if you have any issues with the late fees, not getting late fees due to that income not matching up with your bill date, we can also take care of those late fees for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Huh?
Anything else?
No.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Hope we can get that resolved tonight. Charlene Hanson. you solemnly swear or affirm the comments you're about to give are the truth?
I do.
You please state and spell your name for the record.
Charlene Hansen, CharleneHansen.
You may proceed with your comments.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name's Charlene. I've attended, I believe this is my fourth hearing of the week. I've listened at all of them and have compiled a testimony. First, I want to thank you guys for having this in-person hearing tonight. I've lived in Missouri for 7 years in Spire service area. I'm a single mom. I am a full-time college student, and I work for a local nonprofit about 25 hours a week. To say my schedule is hectic would be an understatement, so it is a big testimony on my part that I came to all of these hearings and listened to what everybody had to say and listened to all of the Q&As. I take advantage of LIHEAP every year. I live on food stamps. I utilize Medicaid for my son, and I struggle to make ends meet. I'm doing the best that I can to provide a future for my son by going to school and for advocating for those who are the least representative in our community. While myself and thousands of Missourians struggle to make ends meet, the top 5 Spire executives made more than $9 million last year alone. Even if the council ignores the corporate greed that Spire thrives on, there is a larger problem here. Spire continues to invest in fracked methane gas. This is a fossil fuel that warms our planet and presents a huge threat to the continuation of human civilization as we know it. As a mother to a 6-year-old son who will live his life on this planet, this is a deeply personal issue to me. Climate change raises sea levels, intensifies hurricanes, increases the frequency and persistence of wildfires, and brings more tornadoes to the Midwest, like the ones that left St. Louis devastated last week. Climate change has increased insurance costs and now our fossil fuel costs. Spire admitted that climate is warming and used that as part of their justification for increasing rates. I repeat this, Spire has caused global warming, contributed to global warming, and then when they lost out on profits from people not needing as much gas to heat their homes, they want to raise rates to recoup some of those losses. This is not a sustainable business, and is clearly not sustainable for our planet. I appreciate that we have the PSC here to hold Spire accountable for being just and reasonable. I also acknowledge that the majority of Missourians, including those in the room, do not believe that their testimonies do any good. For the reasons I've just listed, I urge the commissioners to deny any rate increase for Spire and to demand them to invest in renewable energy. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, ma'am. Did you have a- Is there anyone else who would like to testify tonight? Raise your hand if you'd like to. Okay. Commissioner Kolkmeyer, would you like to give closing remarks?
Yes, thank you. I want to reiterate from Mr. Cook about the deep dive that we do into the books. We take that extremely serious, and we make the companies, not just Spire, but all the companies that we regulate, justify their expenses. So I do want to thank you for that comment. I want to thank everyone for the comment for coming out that they gave this evening. On behalf of Chair Hahn and the other commissioners, I want to thank you for coming out. It's a nice evening. You could have done a lot of things besides come here and talk about gas rates. So again, thank you and have a safe trip home.
I also want to thank everyone for their testimony and attendance today. If you have any additional comments or know anyone who would like to make additional comments, although we are finished with the local public hearings, there is still the consumer comments tab that I mentioned online on the PSC's webpage, or if you contact the PSC by phone at 1-800, and I can repeat this, 1-800-392-4211. their consumer services, and they can help you with making a comment online as well. With that, we're adjourned. Have a good night, everyone.